us off with not so much your day today.
Well, I would say that people learned a lot about Indiana State softball and what we're all about today. You know, I'm awfully proud of our girls for believing in myself and our coaching staff, committing to what we want to do. And our girls got a story that they can tell from what they've been able to accomplish the last few weeks. But we've been talking about this for a long, long time, so I'm awfully proud of them. We're played two great teams, no doubt about that. You know, and Louisville and Kansas, and we hung in there, competed like crazy, and we're not happy where we're at. You know, losing 2-0 in the second game, but we took a lot out of this. Our program's moving forward.
What does it mean to get that first regional win, NCAA tournament win in the program's history, and you know, especially against a team like Louisville that's at this tournament every year?
To say that we don't talk about it, I'd be kidding, honestly. I told these kids here, all three of them, that I remember a few years ago we had a serious talk, and here's what we want to do. And I told Taylor on her recruiting visit, that this is our vision. And this one was about ready to go home after about 20 minutes on her recruiting visit. And I said, "Aren't you glad you stuck it out now?" But we've got an expectation to compete every day, and we do that in practice. But we also do it against, these girls have heard me say we're going to be in a big game against a big name team and have that opportunity. So we've talked about it before, and now they know what it's like, because all it was before was me talking about it and explaining this experience. But now they know, and that's going to be really good for our program moving forward.
Shane, you talk about being competitive. These were two games where you had no choice but to be competitive to survive, and just talk about what the team had reached deep down for, especially in an extra inning game in the first game, and succeeded in doing, and kind of maybe proving the mentality that you want this team to have.
Try 200 burpees in about 20 minutes. There's different things like that come up that are probably more difficult than they dealt with today, physically. And today is a mental thing that how do you compete, and how do you understand the emotion and the excitement around everything that's going on. They walked in today to that game in a full house, and that's what we've talked about. So I don't think it was too big of an atmosphere. I think it was just a matter of when it come down to an end. We got a key hit in the first game, and we did in the second game, and they did. And we got two great pitchers, and they showed that this weekend, and we got some gritty competitors. So we had a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. Sycamore softball had a lot of fun the last week and a half, and it was all worth it today.
Megan, can you talk about that a little bit too? Just the nature of these two games was such that it was nose to the grindstone the whole way. How does that feed kind of the mentality that you guys want to put across?
It's exciting, emotional. It's very emotional. I know that first game against Louisville, man, it was a great game. I mean, they're great players, and so are we. So it's exciting to see who could compete harder.
Taylor, you were in a duel with Louisville's Becker in that first game, of course. And how much does that fuel when you're in a game like that, a scoreless game? How much does that fuel your competitive juices a little bit, and what kind of mentality did you try to take as that game went along?
I just tried to make sure that I kept them at zero the whole time. The coaches have really instilled in us the other team cannot score until our team scores, and staying aggressive, batter to batter, and throwing my game.
Does that fire you up though, to be in a game, to see zeros up on both sides and know that there's no margin for error? What does that do for you, motivation-wise, and all that?
Oh, of course it fires you up. It's a great game being played, and you know that it's going to come down to one hit at the end, but you kind of have to dig down deep and be the pitcher that comes out on top.
Yvette, you were put in that situation yesterday, and then of course you come out and pitch the second game today. You probably knew that you were going to get some throws today, and just talk about what you wanted to bring to the second game, and obviously you had success as well for much of the game.
Yeah, well, I was going to stick to the plan that we always have. I was going to go in and compete as hard as I could and make sure that I was going to beat the person I was going against, and that's basically what I do all the time. So.
Megan, you're a senior, obviously safe to say ISU softball on the map a little bit now after first one in tournament history now, right?
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm glad, I believed in this guy right coaches, and to see where it went this year, and I'm excited to come back in the next years to see how they do.
Shane, and I hate to keep reflecting on that first game, but in the 8th inning, it was the bottom of your order that got the job done. Cassie Brown with a big hit, and then heads up on the base pass for a big run, as it turned out. Just talk about some of the focus that your team had, in a clutch situation.
Where does your order start? And we talk a lot about it. Does it start at 1-2 at the top? Does it start at 8-9, come back around to the top? Since Kristen's injury, we've had to tinker with a lot of things late in the season. And the base run is something that we spend a lot of time in practice. We don't run them into the ground running bases, but there are a lot of situational base running. Thursday we were working on that exact play, to be right honest with you. Simple stuff like that, so we know what to do when it gets to that scenario. And there's ways to get runs in this game without getting hit sometimes, and we got to be creative. That's the kind of squad we got. So I wish we could have more time to reflect on that first game. It was so fun, but it was a quick turnaround. And get ready to play KU. But that was a big win for our program, for our school, for Sycamore softball.
Anything more? All right, James.